years, I've never doubted the sincerity of your love.
Don't let your head explode, Ray. You prime numbers or something!
Sister, stop! I'm blushing.
2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41!
Those two.
Ow. All right, so here's my main concern, my friends, about I'm in love with the villainess is I think introducing Sister Sue, I think it was. I think introducing this princess from another country who is like seemingly a love combatant of Ray now for Claire's heart, and somebody who has deep ties to her, and somebody who could essentially whisk Claire off her feet, who was originally in the story kind of like a not love rival, but somebody who took Claire's attention away from the princess, so that way Ray in the core story could go after the princess and, you know, like stuff like that. But now she wants nothing but Claire's attention. So very interesting character. I think this is the best thing that the anime has done so far. And like at the end, when like Ray's physically shaking at how pissed off she is at the scene that was ensued, like that's some funny crap. Like that's hella funny stuff. And I was giggling and laughing at the end of the episode there. Not so much the prior stuff. The rest of what happened in the episode was just like, it was fine. But I did think that the introduction of this character is pretty juicy. So I did really enjoy that. But my biggest kind of like gripe, I guess, is at this point, there's no season 2 announcement, right? So let me look it up. Let me just make sure that I'm quoting it right. Let me make sure. So, yeah, there's nothing, and this is just a quick gander on the internet and on the interwebs, but there's no, like, it would be like right in my face. There's no announcement for a season 2, okay? So right now, this is episode number 10. There's episode 11 and episode 12 that are left, okay? And my biggest thing is they introduced this really awesome character that I wish was introduced, you know, 4 episodes ago, like halfway through, because I think that the spice that she's about to pour on our food here is about to be like, yo, we're about to be some tasty stuff. And that kind of sucks knowing that we're only going to get 2 episodes with her, and then we're going to get like the end of the season. As they not only introduce Sei as this character, but they also introduce the scales of love or whatever. That's like a big test to see on how people can really love each other and they prove their love, and they use this old system to kind of like marry people and stuff like that. So another like test of love that is going to inevitably come more than likely next episode that they did introduce as well too. And then you have the princess finally, the princes finally admitting like, oh, you know, Ray's love for Claire and stuff like this. So like they introduce all this really cool shit. And we're only going to get a couple episodes with it. And then who knows when we'll get a season 2 and stuff. And for me, you know, I've had a turbulent relationship with this anime this season, as like I started at the peak. Like it took me to Everest. And then after that, it just threw me off the cliff. Because it's been some pretty shoddy writing, pretty bad character development. Ray goes from funny to serious to preachy to this to like they had one lane to stick in. They could have decided to be serious from the start or funny from the start. Like they could have picked one lane, but they decided like we're gonna go a little bit here, we're gonna go a little bit here, we're gonna go a little bit over here, we're gonna go back here, but then we're gonna really be at here by the end of the episode. And they decided to do too much, and they never really stuck the landing. But one thing that they do well when they actually put their, you know, pen to paper, and they, you know, maybe certain people direct episodes a certain way. When they do decide to do these comedic elements, they more often than not do end up nailing them. And they did it again here with Sei, and the back and forth and the telepathy that she did with Ray. Ray kind of feeding her thoughts out without really like proofreading her thoughts before she said it. Like all those moments were really funny. The Princess Sei or Sue or whatever the hell her name is, noticing that Ray was getting jealous, and she kind of like started like pulling Claire to her and like acting on it, and like kind of like looking at her like, what you gonna do about it? You know, like that's funny stuff. Claire calling out Ray for being jealous, and she's going, yeah, I'm freaking jealous. And Claire's like, whoa, I didn't know. She's like, what am I gonna do? Lie to you? It's like, that's some funny stuff. So when they put that effort in, we get entertained in spades. Or when I say we, I mean me. and maybe some of you out there, I feel like I get entertained in spades. It's when they decide to pivot, you know, to all these other ways. You know, not so good. So regardless, that's all I had though. This one, I thought this was a really, really good episode, and makes me sad that we're only going to get a couple more episodes of this season. I wish we would get at least 2 more episodes so we can get like at least a good 4 episodes with this now new, really dope side character that I didn't know existed before this episode. And like I said, I wish she was introduced, you know, 2 to 4 episodes ago, because we could have got a bigger chunk of time with her being like this love rival, which I would find really, really cool. Outside of that, though, if there is a season 2, I'm not going to be watching. This season has been too turbulent for me and too up and down all over the place that there's not enough here to make me watch another season of this show. But I would be willing to watch another 1 or 2 episodes if it was featuring this character, which seemingly seems like this will be featuring to the end. All right. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode down in the comments below. This one, 9 out of 10. Fantastic episode. Really loved it quite a bit. Even though there's a little bit of slow moments at the beginning, I thought it really nailed what it was trying to nail this episode. So anyways, see you guys next week for episode 11 and then episode 12, and that's the end. All right. Peace out, my friends.